20 agents, one laptop, fans screaming like it was about to take off. That's where this whole thing starts. Not a demo, not a whiteboard, just me watching my laptop die in real time because I got greedy with something I had just built. Here's what I'd built: software that writes itself, not AI that helps you code, but actually builds itself. All you do is you write the plan, and a team of AI agents takes it from there, working at the same time, testing their own work in a real browser, fixing what breaks, and handing you back finished, reviewed, working code. Sounds incredible, right? You never have to tell any of them what to do next. You just point at the destination and they run themselves there. Sounds incredible, right? That's not one AI you're babysitting. That's an operating structure. And the first time I built one, it went from 5 agents to 20 in under 2 minutes and took my computer crashing down with it. So by the end of this, you're getting the version that doesn't crash and the 4 pieces that hold it all together. I'm Alex Brockway. I build real production software with AI, and on this channel, I show you exactly how. So, however you're using AI right now, I can probably guess the shape of it. You're running 1 agent, maybe 2, you give it a task, you watch it, you correct it, you give it the next move. You're the bottleneck. Nothing moves unless you're pushing it. An operating structure flips that. You do the thinking up front, the plan, the spec, what done actually means, and you hand it to a structure that executes it without you, even while you sleep. Not 1 agent, but a team of agents. One that's building the login page, another already writing tests for it. A third is fixing a bug and pulling it up in a real browser to watch the page load before it's allowed to call itself done. None of the agents are waiting on each other, and what comes out has already been checked. You stop being the typist. You're running the shop now. Except you can't get there by just turning a pile of agents loose at once. I know, because that's exactly what I tried. The logic seemed obvious. If 1 agent is good, 10's better. So I pointed a stack of them at a project of mine, all at the same time, and just said, go. Well, the first thing that happened, they started editing the same files. 2 agents, same lines of code, both convinced they were right, and just clobbered it. Then came the gridlock. All the agents tried to merge into main at once, but nobody could get in. The whole project, it came to a screeching halt. And then the third thing is the one that still makes me wince. 1 agent decided it needed help, so it spun up a couple more. Those spun up more of their own. In under 2 minutes, 5 agents had become 20-something agents, all hammering my machine at the same moment, and it just went tumbling down. That's raw parallelism. It's not a structure. It's a riot. And every piece I'm about to show you exists because one of those 3 things happened first. Start with the riot itself, a pile of agents with nobody directing any of it. The fix sits at the top. 1 agent I call the orchestrator, or the boss. It holds the plan, breaks off the next piece of work, hands it to a worker, and checks what comes back. It knows exactly when to stop and put something in front of me. It never writes a line of code itself. It manages. This one's big enough, it gets its own full video because it's the brain of the entire process. Then we had the collision. 2 agents in the same files. 2 agents in the same files. Well, the fix, every worker builds in its own sealed off copy of the project. It's called a Git worktree. And 2 of them can exist at the exact same second and never touch the same file. That's the foundation everything else sits on. And there's a full breakdown of it linked right below this video. Linked right here. Okay, so then we had the gridlock at the merge, the one that actually stopped this project cold. The fix is 1 rule. Nobody's work goes straight to main. It lands first on what we call an integration branch. That whole branch comes together and then is reviewed once and merged to main at one time. Finally, we've got the watchdog. 5 agents become 20 with nobody watching. And the fix, it's really simple. A small job on a schedule that keeps the queue moving. It merges what's actually ready and only taps me on the shoulder when something's genuinely wrong. Nothing spins up again without it noticing. So 4 pieces, 1 brain that directs, a set of hands that can't collide, a safe place for the work to all come together, and a janitor that never sleeps. You'd think 4 pieces is the whole story. It's not. And the part almost everyone leaves out is the one that makes this trustworthy instead of just fast. A worker doesn't get to write code and declare victory. It runs the tests, it opens the page in an actual browser, and watches it load. If a review catches something wrong, the structure sends an agent back to fix that exact problem and check again and again until the code is clean. Then it stops, it doesn't grind forever, and it doesn't fake a pass either. That's the real difference between a pile of agents you can have to trust and a structure you can verify. That's the real difference between a pile of agents you have to trust and a structure you can really verify. And it scales past these 4 pieces. The more verification you wire in, the more work you can safely hand off. The 4 pieces are the skeleton. Verification is what lets it carry real weight. So here's the reason I'll actually let this run without watching it. I know where its limits are. It runs the safe, repetitive tasks flat out, no hesitation. The second it hits a real decision, anything that touches money or a password or shipping to real users, secrets, the harness stops and puts those decisions in front of me. The autonomy isn't the AI doing everything. It's the AI doing the boring 90% and leaving the real decision-making to me, the human. That's really the idea this whole channel is built on. The leap isn't a smarter model. It's you stepping out of the seat where you're typing the code and into the seat where you're designing the structure the code gets built inside of. You write the plan, you set the rules, you decide where the gates go, and then you let it run. That's the payoff. That's the skill that's about to matter. Not how fast you can type, but how well you can operate. One person running a structure that does the work of a team. That's not some future vision of this. It's the 4 pieces I just discussed. And you can have your own structure running this week. But before I give you the done with you pack, quick favor. If this was useful, hit like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. So, as I promised, if you want to build this yourself, everything I teach is free on School. 10 hours of instruction plus the build kit, all free, that give you this exact folder structure to set up your project right from day one. The link, it's pinned in the comments and in the description. And then that done for you pack that I promised you, the version that will build the orchestrator, the worktrees, the integration branch, the watchdog, each one packaged as a drop-in implementation playbook you pull straight into your project. You can grab that from our MCP server or in our School Premium. Everything we teach starts free, and you go as deep as you want. So that's the whole deal. Not one AI you babysit, a structure you build once and then operate. Each of these 4 pieces has its own full video linked in the description. So you start with whichever piece that I discussed here is hurting your project right now. And if there's one thing to take from this, stop telling the AI what to do step by step and start building the structure around it so that it runs on its own. That's the operator's job. It's how I build everything now.